Hello, 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 hello. Mwah. One more hello. Good afternoon, my beautiful people out there in YouTube land. How are you today? It is Thursday, July 9th, 2020, and you're watching Omega Live with JJ, Woman Without Borders. Yes, today is a special day, guys. It's a day of celebration. It's also a day of mourning. And of course, I will tell you what we're mourning later on when we get later on into the program. Okay, so it's a little bit noisy in the background. Don't mind the noise in the background, guys. Sometime coffee, sometime tea, yeah? I just want to send a shout out to all the persons who are celebrating today as their birthday. Lots of people celebrating birthdays today, guys, all over the world. So many persons are celebrating. Some of the ones that you might know include, for example, the infamous or famous or infamous O.J. Simpson. Yes, today is his birthday. Republican Lindsey Graham, today is his birthday. Also, what's her name again? Kylie Williams, the singer, entertainer. Today is her birthday. And some others, quite a few. Happy birthday. Everybody celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. If you're celebrating a birthday today, July 9th, 2020, I hope you'll find creative, innovative ways to celebrate under this coronavirus um, 19 pandemic. Yeah. All right, guys. So if it is your first time, a very special welcome to you. Guys, you know the drill by now, right? Share the link. Share the link with your friends and family. Let them tune in to watch the program because you know knowledge is nothing if it's kept to yourself. Knowledge must be shared and it must be applied, right? So right now, share the link that others can get information because I'm going to give you information. You know, I always give you information because you know our Father said, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge," right? And so we need knowledge so that we can make informed decisions, right? Absolutely. Okay, guys. And so if it's your first time, let me tell you what I do. I read the news and then I give you my 2 cents on it, right? It's an opinion program, right? It's a talk program. So I give you my 2 cents. I give you my commentary on what is happening in the news. Of course, remember, guys, it's an hour long. A matter of fact, today it's going to be a very short. It's going to be a little less than an hour today, guys, because I have something that I have to do at 1 o'clock. So unfortunately, I'm going to run out a little earlier. So you won't get a full hour today, but I'll make it up to you. You know that. All right, don't worry. Of course, I give you the COVID-19 information first because we are still in a pandemic, guys. Some people are acting as if it is COVID. Post COVID. When it's not post COVID, we're still in COVID. We're very, very, very much in this pandemic, right? And so I will give you that information first, and then I continue with the news and the rest of the information. Okay, so here goes. Jamaica now has 751 confirmed cases of the coronavirus disease COVID-19, according to a press release issued by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The 6 new cases consist of 4 females and 2 males with ages ranging from 19 to 48 years, and all are imported cases having arrived on flights from the USA, United States of America, and Canada. Mhm. 2 resides in St. Elizabeth, one in Hanover, one in St. James, one in St. Anne, and one in St. Catherine. Yeah, of course, I got to give you information for my big data people. So continuing, in that same 24-hour period, guys, there has been one other recovery. So now we have 600, the total number of persons who have recovered from the COVID-19. So 600 has recovered, a total of 751. We know 10 died, right? And so we have a difference of 140. Yeah, that's what you get, right? 600 recoveries. 751 cases. If you take it away, you have 151. If you take away the 10 that died, you would have 141 to be correct, right? So tell me now, guys, why is it that we have 124 active cases? Hi, Saloni. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, my cousin Dar, all the way from New York. Welcome, cuz. Welcome. Good day to you too, my darling. Thank you for tuning in. Absolutely. Yes, yes. I love you guys. Thank you. Hi, Dad. Thank you for watching. Yes, I know for a fact that at least 3 persons right now is watching, and yet I'm looking at the numbers, and YouTube is telling me that only 2 persons are watching. I tell you guys, the YouTube algorithm is not working right at all. It is not giving me my true figures at all. But I thank them anyways. I'm on YouTube Live, and I'm not going to rock the boat too hard, right? Yes, yeah, we know how the enemy works, right? But we are thankful to the Lord God Almighty for this opportunity that is given, that I'm able to share information with you guys. Thank you for tuning in to get information to make informed decisions. Absolutely. So continuing with the news, I was giving you some big data. Yeah. So I was saying to you that they have 124 active cases. So I'm not quite sure what is going on with these numbers, guys. These numbers are not adding up, and they're not giving us the information. They give us misinformation. I tell you about these misinformation we're getting, right? And sometimes no information at all, right? And we need that information, don't we? Absolutely. But anyways, continue with the big numbers according to what the press release issued stated. It says 27,357 samples. That's what we have to date. Yeah, the total person who have been sampled to date, 27,357. Of that number, 26,548 came back negative, and as you know, 751 are positive. They did a sampling of 215, and some of that has to do with the result that they got. However, we do have 58 samples that are still pending. We still have 58 samples that are still pending, and tomorrow I will have more information for you as I get it, guys. You get it, right? So of course, with these imported cases, now we are up to 233, the total number of imported cases into the island. Of the total 751 cohort, 423 are female, 328 are males. Now we are up to 8,455 persons who are in home quarantine. That means they're either being geofenced or wearing a bracelet. And then only 8 persons are in government quarantine, and 107 persons are in isolation, and this also includes home isolation. So according to the press release, the government has 107 persons in isolation. Continuing with some big data for you guys, I'm just going to give you some big data as it relates to COVID-19 around the world. Not giving you international news that I'm just giving you some data as I'm talking about COVID-19. So in Haiti has recorded 4 new deaths due to COVID-19, and the number of people testing positive for the virus has reached in Haiti 6,432. The United States yesterday in the US, they recorded 55,000 new cases, and this is according to the Johns Hopkins University. You know that they're tracking COVID-19 in the US, right? And so to date, they have recorded 132,309 deaths. In the US, 132,309 deaths. Meanwhile, Brazil is recording 67,964 deaths. England report, and I have a story to give you, of course, as it relates to the cricket later on in my international news. In England, 44,517. In Italy, 34,914. And in Mexico, I have a Mexico story for you too. Something Mexico is the correct pronunciation in Spanish. Yeah. Okay. In Mexico, 32,796. Yes, guys, that's the numbers. Those are some big data numbers for my big data people. Yeah. Okay. Continue with the news. Approximately 3,000 health workers have been trained under the Compassionate Care Program to date. Now, why did they call it a Compassionate Care Program? To confuse us, when we already know Compassionate Care Program has to do with our stimulus package. Anyways, they have called it the Compassionate Care Program to confuse us. These include clinical, technical, administrative, skilled and non-skilled staff. According to the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, that the program, which was implemented to improve customer service and patient interactions at public health facilities, will continue, quote, "We saw the need in public health to enhance the customer service response in the delivery of healthcare services. A big part of the therapy that Jamaicans seek when they go to a health center or hospital is the comfort of someone helping them to overcome their ailments, not just through clinical services, but also by showing empathy. End quote. Dr. Tufton was making its contribution to the 2020-2021 sectoral debate in the House of Representatives. The Compassionate Care Program has been launched at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital, that's the VJH, the Cornwall Regional Hospital, CRH, St. Anne's Bay Hospital, Falmouth Hospital, Black River, and the Noel Holmes Hospital. It has also been implemented at the Black River Health Services, Robbins Hall Health Center, Kingston Town Health Center, and the St. James Health Services. It focuses on customer service and empathy in healthcare delivery, as well as facilities infrastructural improvement and volunteerism to enhance the overall experience for both patient and healthcare staff. Meanwhile, the Southeast Regional Health Authority, SERA, says it has noted the public's concern regarding the death of a patient at the National Chest Hospital yesterday. SERA said it has launched a thorough investigation into the matter and is giving its full cooperation to the police. More information will be provided as investigations are still ongoing, the report stated, quote, SERA offers its deepest condolences to the family at this time and will be providing further support to the family. End quote. This is, of course, a developing story, and we also here at Omega Live send condolences and prayers to the family and friends of this patient who lost their lives at the hospital. Yeah. Okay. And continuing with the news. A man was on Tuesday charged in connection with the stabbing death of an electrician on Maho Road, Cornwall in St. Mary on Friday, June 26, 2020. Charged with murder is 24-year-old Rajay Hood, who resides in the said area. According to the police reports, Hood hired the now deceased 55-year-old Paul Forrest to carry out electrical work at his home. However, an argument developed between the two, during which Hood reportedly used a knife to stab Forrest several times. Forrest was taken to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Hood was subsequently charged, arrested, and charged. His court date is to be decided. It is being finalized. It has not yet. He has not yet been given a court date. Guys, even though I am rushing, I still have to put in my little two cents on this little piece here, because it's just unbelievable. I mean, seriously, why are we so ill-tempered? Temper. Anger management is a problem in this country, guys. We need anger management. That is what when we're doing social intervention, these are the things that we're supposed to pay attention to. Yeah? Because you can't have an argument with somebody and the first thing you do is resort to violence. Violence is never the answer. See what you do right now? One life lost, what a waste. And another one is about to be lost because you're going to end up in the penal system. Why? Foolishness over an altercation. Why can't we people debate even heatedly, but get over it? God said to be angry and sin not. Even he gets angry. Our Father God gets angry. He said be angry, but sin not, so you can get angry. Things can make you angry. I get angry at times, yes. But you don't have to resort to violence is the point. You're not even supposed to allow the sun to go down on your wrath. Yeah? You're supposed to get angry, blow up, and then get over it. Yeah. And we have the capacity to do it. Otherwise, we would not have been instructed to do it. God would never ask us to do something that He knows we're not able to do. He wouldn't set us up like that. He's not setting us up. So if He asks us to do it, that means He knows we can do it. And what is His recommendation to us, or instruction to us, or command to us? That we must love one another. Yeah. So even if somebody do you something, right, and you're upset about it, you talk about it. You tell the person how you feel. Express yourself. Freedom of expression. Express yourself. Freedom of speech. Talk about it. Yes. But thou shalt not kill. Yeah. So you don't resort to violence. That's not the answer. Guys, I want us to see social intervention programs put in place that address these issues. That's what I want to see. Yeah? Issue of domestic violence, issue of other kind of familial or relationship violence, in which people are not able to just have a conversation and talk and get heated and then say, okay, let's agree to disagree and walk away. Walk away, walk away, walk away. We gotta learn to walk away, man, yeah? So they have to take the high road, Yes, even you're right. Sometimes you give up your own right. You give up your right. You have to sometimes give up your right just because you want peace. Yeah, absolutely. Love, guys. Love, 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 love. I tell you about that four-letter word. It's an action word. It's not what you say, it's what you do. And so what you have done right now, no love there at all. None. Yeah. Anyways, guys, because I got to go quickly, let me continue with the news. And of course, now I reach the front page of today's Gleaner. So, headline, guys, says, let me show it here. Yeah. Can you see it? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Stop feeding the greedy. What's that about? I'm going to tell you. Panton stands firm on position regarding donations to Parliament. He says unshakable. That's how retired Justice Seymour Panton described his stance in relation to parliamentarians who are used by individuals as a vehicle to distribute scarce benefits to their constituents. Panton, a former president of the Court of Appeal, argued that persons who wish to make donations should do it themselves or distribute them through established charities. Quote, when money is delivered in a constituency in that manner, what is likely to happen is that the greedy will benefit, not necessarily the needy. How true. That is my personal unshakable position, Panton told the Gleaner unapologetically. On Tuesday, during the inaugural meeting of the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee, ICOC, at least two lawmakers questioned the source of authority of Panton's position, which he expressed in a report tabled in Parliament last week. Sandals Hotel mogul Gordon Bush Stewart recently gave $31.5 million to the 63 members of Parliament to distribute to their constituents. And I didn't get a dollar out of it. It has not yet been distributed, as I understand. ICOC Chairman Carl Samuda highlighted Panton's remarks in the annual report saying, quote, it is a statement worth reading, end quote. That was a, continuing the quote. No, that was the end quote, sorry. That was a contentious remark. This is according to committee member Mark Golding. He says, I want to see the source of authority of that statement. According to Samuda, he said, like you, I'm not sure where the authority is vested. Panton made it clear that the statement represented his personal view, noting that it was not intended to question the integrity of any parliamentarian. He said that parliamentarians have a tendency to, quote, give things to henchmen to distribute, and henchmen usually look after their own, end quote, and we know it's true. The Integrity Commission chairman also noted that, quote, we don't want the perception that when persons give things like these, that they are expecting to get anything in return, end quote. And that is exactly what happens when you put money into politicians' coffers when they're running for election, because they give you money when they're going to vote, and when they're voting for you, and when they're going to power, they expect something in return. That's a given. He said that there might be persons applying for contracts and succeed legitimately, but the perception that might be created is, quote, is that, well, because they gave so and so and so, this contract has succeeded, end quote. And it is true. Let not your good be evil spoken of. Because yes, you might be legitimately entitled to that contract because you're qualified for the position, but because you gave some money to that party, then it is said that the reason you got that contract was because is due to the fact that you gave some money to that party. Yeah? You see how that works? Yeah. In the annual report, Panton said, quote, there should be no question of giving money to a parliamentarian to distribute to constituents. Parliamentarians are not supposed to be engaged in the distribution of gifts, scarce resources, or spoils. And then let me show you now the other front page story. Well, one of three Let's actually give it one. There's actually 3 front page story this time on the front page of the Gleaner. So let me give you the other one here that I'm going to cover today. So, can you see? Yeah. That one right there, yeah? That's the one I'm giving out. Chinese turn to facial recognition to hit back at robbers. System makes match, even if crook wearing a mask. So let me tell you about that. So, with a number of their businesses being hit in multi-million-dollar heists in recent years, sometimes with deadly outcomes, members of the Chinese community in Montego Bay, St. James, have turned to technology, including facial recognition software, to boost surveillance. Following the latest robbery last week, in which a security guard was shot dead at a Chinese-owned supermarket, the Chinese have the Chinese have restated that they are fully behind efforts to make the parish safe through the use of technology, primarily high-tech CCTV, closed circuit television, yeah, which have the capacity to identify even mask-wearing robbers. Quote, we have that technology in place. It's face recognition technology, explained a spokesman who added that they were pumping resources into acquiring more cameras. Even if you have on a mask, the system can still 85% match the face, he added. We just need 100 more of those cameras on the intersection and streets, an administrative monitor room, and a patrol police team. Once we see them, that is the robbers, right? On the street system, it sets off an alarm, and the police can come right away, added the businessman, who asked not to be identified. The police have repeatedly expressed concerns about the apparent nonchalance of the Chinese, who have a strong presence in the business community, in keeping large sums of cash at their business establishments and failing to invest in high-quality security systems and personnel. According to St. James Bay security expert to the Gleaner, he said, they tend to be quite cavalier in the handling and movement of large amounts of cash. In one robbery last year, robbers made off with over $5 million. That sort of money should be in the bank, not at a poorly secured business place. With the Chinese, over recent years, shedding their clannish image and becoming integral members of the social fabric of St. James, there is much sympathy for them as they continue to suffer at the hands of criminals. One Chinese business operator who expressed solidarity with his business colleague closed his business for 3 days as a mark of respect for the security guard who was killed. He said that the frequent attacks were frustrating. Quote, over the past 18 months, at least 13 prominent Chinese-owned businesses have been robbed, resulting in millions of dollars being stolen, said the business operator, who believed that crooks made off with well over $60 million, with 3 business operators killed in the robberies. You hear them big money, the guys? Hmm? I don't even have much to say because I think that one is like self-explanatory. I'll leave that one to you. That's a lot of money is all I'm saying. And people know that they have those kind of money lying around in their businesses. Yeah. Continue with the news, guys. So, Acting Chief Education Officer in the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, Dr. Catherine Troop, says all is in place for the administering of the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, the CSEC, and the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE. Approximately 58,720 students have registered to sit CSEC subjects and 16,184 for CAPE starting Monday, July 13th. That's actually Monday coming. This very Monday coming. Yeah. See how time flies? It's already time to sit exams. Wow. Even the oral for the foreign languages have already started. Yeah. Dr. Troop said additional centers have been established within schools, and in some cases, the entire campus will be used if necessary. She said that the ministry has provided additional funding for institutions to ensure that infection prevention and control measures are maintained as Jamaica continues to grapple with the coronavirus pandemic. Quote, School administrators have been ensuring that the schools are safe and that the standards outlined by the government are not compromised. Examination centers will be arranged to ensure 6 feet physical distancing and adequate spacing for students who indicate that they have underlying conditions, she said. She further informed that isolation areas and special offices will be set up to facilitate extreme cases. Parents are advised to ensure that students who may have underlying health problems are safely transported to school. Program of advancement through health and education path. Beneficiaries can request assistance from their individual schools. Meanwhile, Dr. Troop said that the usual accommodations have been made for students with special needs. These include adequate spaces, readers, writers, sign language interpreters, and extra time. Students who are wheelchair bound will be assigned shadows, that is caregivers, right, who will help with meals and moving around. Dr. Troop said that each exam should last no longer than 1 hour in most cases, and additional invigilators and presiding examiners have been recruited and deployed by the Overseas Examination Council, OEC. And I said, congratulations again to all our students who are going to be taking exams next week, Monday. We know you're going to do extremely well despite this COVID-19 pandemic. You're going to show them that you can do it and you're going to do it. So all our CAPE students and our CSEC students, CXC students who are going to be doing exams on Monday, good luck to you all. We'll be praying for you that you will do well. And we know you're going to do well. You're going to make us proud, of course. Yes, guys. And so to continue with the news. Oh, guys, before I go, 2 more things I must tell you before I go to my international news section quickly. Today, Thursday, the 9th of July, also is when the water prohibition comes into play. And remember, I give you that story, guys. Go back to my library and watch my previous program. I told you that NWC is prohibiting the use of water, right, at this point in time. If you use the water for certain things at this point in time, you are going to be prosecuted. I might even end up in prison for a month. Yeah. So no using of any hose to wash in the car, water in the garden or in the lawn and things like those. You understand? No catching up with water and filling up tanks and all that kind of stuff at this point in time. No. There's water restrictions and the prohibition takes effect today. So if you're caught, you will be prosecuted. You'll be arrested and charged and end up before the judge. But not like it's going to be a bench. One of those cases, right? We go before the judge and the judge make a decision. So just guys, just remember, the good Lord, right? He's the one who create everything. Yeah. And I can tell you, I have proven it, guys. I have proven it. If it is that the plant want water, and if he thinks it wants water, he will send the rain. Yes, he will water his garden. It's his garden. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. So if he thinks that it needs watering, he will send some rain to water them. No taking of any oaths to water in the garden at this point in time, guys. Right? Safety is sense. Wisdom is a principal thing. Be wise. Don't end up in the penal system. Not a nice place to be. Yeah? All right, guys. So like I told you, I'm rushing because I got to get some international news and I got to get out of here. All right. So, let me show you this before I give my international news. Let me show you this. Yeah. So again, on the front page of the Gleaner, the photo of the day. I thought it was kind of cute. Also, right? See that? Yeah. Yeah. That looks good, right? That's the photo of the day. Yeah. This was actually some guys were on the street running, racing. I don't know if it's a photo of the dance on the front page, and it's what I'm telling you about people acting as if it's post-COVID. I really want to show it to you, because on the one hand, it was supposed to be a human interest, photo showing you how children are happy, and we know, like I tell you all the time, children's problem is not COVID-19. Children's problem is abuse, that you abuse them, whether by neglect or physical, verbal, etc., sexual abuse. You understand? So these children, they don't even care about COVID-19. They're on the road and they're having fun. So this picture was taken as these guys were running on Little North Street in Kingston yesterday. And so the photo editor for the Gleaner took the photo and made it a photo of the day. So on the one hand, it's one of those situations, right? It's a catch-22. You can't be mad. You're right. You can't be upset because they're just children who are having fun on the street. But as I notice, no social distancing, no mask. Oh boy. As if, right, which is really post-COVID and it's not really, we're not in a pandemic, yeah? And we're all the parents, yeah? Yeah. Anyways, not knocking it too hard. I do understand and sympathize, but we have to be responsible, right? Yeah, we have to be responsible. Parenting is hard, it's not easy to parent, but it's necessary. Mm-hmm. Anyways, in international news, guys, I gotta get to my international news. Okay, so actually, let me give you the sad first because I don't want to end with the sad. So I'm gonna get the sad first. I do not want to end my program today with the sad. So Prime Minister Amadou Gon Coulibaly, the presidential candidate of Ivory Coast ruling party, died yesterday, just days after returning from 2 months of medical treatment in France, where he previously had undergone a heart transplant. Coulibaly's death throws the upcoming presidential election into disarray, raising concerns raising concerns about who now will represent the party of President Alassane Ouattara, who is required to step down after his second term. Coulibaly, 61, had not spoken publicly about why he went to France back in May. Many speculated that his health problems were related to his 2012 heart transplant. He had a transplant in 2012. Ouattara's party has been in power since post-election violence a decade ago left some 3,000 people dead after the then President Laurent Gbagbo refused to acknowledge his defeat in a runoff vote. Initially, there was speculation that Ouattara would try to extend his rule, but he eventually said he would not run and threw his support behind Coulibaly. Coulibaly's death was announced yesterday, Wednesday, July 8th, 2020, on national television, and the president issued a statement calling him, quote, my younger brother, my son, end quote, and his closest political ally for 30 years. I salute the memory of a statesman of great loyalty, devotion, and love for his country, end quote. Coulibaly, who had been allowed to travel to France despite airport closures related to the COVID-19 pandemic, had returned to Ivory Coast 6 days ago. He attended a ministerial meeting at the presidential palace in Abidjan on Wednesday, but later fell ill, officials said. And Omega Live sends sincere condolences and prayers to the family and friends of the Prime Minister of the Ivory Coast, Amadou Gon Coulibaly, who has died. May his soul rest in peace. Yes, guys. So right now in the Ivory Coast, the country is in mourning because they say he was a good man. It's very rare, when you find politicians and people can actually be mourning you and saying, good things about you, right? And actually, he was the favorite in the upcoming presidential election. He was the favorite, guys. He was the favorite. People were actually looking to vote for him to bring him back, to bring him into power as the president of the Ivory Coast. Right? Now, what they're saying is that because he has died, chances are that the current president, Ouattara, he might decide to run for a third term. And their constitution was amended to allow for that. So it is possible for him to run for a third term. But persons actually, the opposition didn't want him. I don't know, they probably thought that they stood a better chance, with Coulibaly, but the opposition is upset, will be upset if he decides to run for a third term. We don't know if it's going to happen, but it's a obviously developing story. So I will have that information for you. As I know, guys, you know how I am, right? I am here to give you information. So as I know, you will know. Okay. All right, guys, continue with the international news for you. So, West Indies fast bowler Shannon Gabriel took two England wickets in quick succession to lead the tourists on top of the second day of the first test at Southampton on Thursday. Gabriel removed Joe Denley and Rory Burns in a spell of two wickets for 2 runs in 9 balls as England slumped to 51 for 3. After a rain-marred first day, more memorable for the sight of players taking a knee in support of the Black Lives Matter campaign and the West Indies rekindling the powerful imagery of clenched fists in black gloves, England resumed on 35 for 1. Recalled opener Burns was 20 not out, and Denley 14 not out, with another overcast morning at Hampshire's headquarters, making conditions difficult for the batsmen. With regular England skipper and top order mainstay Joe Root expected to return for the second test after missing this match to attend the birth of his second child, Denley was under pressure to make a big score to keep him on in the side. But Denley, averaging a modest 30 from 14 previous tests, had added just 4 runs to his overnight score when he was bowled by a 90 miles per hour nip backer from Gabriel to leave him flat footed on the crease. Left-hander Burns followed soon afterwards, leg before wicket for 30, after going across his crease to a Gabriel delivery that thudded into his pads. West Indies, however, had to review an original not-out decision from Richard Kettleborough. Gabriel had now taken all 3 England wickets after removing Dom Sibley for a duck on Wednesday, following standing England captain Ben Stokes' decision to bat first. West Indies have not won a test series in England since 1988, but they hold the Wisden Trophy after a 2-1 success in the Caribbean last year. The second and third series will be played in Old Trafford. And my only 2 cents on that is basically what Brian Lara, everybody know the famous Brian Lara. And I know that is supposed to be enjoying that part, the difficult part of the news, that's supposed to enjoy the part of the news. Yeah, as a former cricketer himself. Yeah. So Brian Lara, basically, about 2 days ago, he had made a comment and said that in order for the West Indies to win, they would need to wrap up the whole match in 4 days instead of 5. It's a 5 days match, right? So he says if it extends to the full 5 days, the West Indies are going to lose. That was Brian Lara's comment. But if it's 4 days, if they do it in 4 days, they could possibly win, because the batting order, according to him, is very weak. So we have to depend on our bowlers. Well, so far things seems to be going according to what Lara has been saying and continues to say. So we will continue today. The game resumes today. It's probably going on right now as we speak. So I will have more information for you tomorrow concerning where we are today, right, with regard to the match. I've still not been able to see it live, and I wasn't looking very hard though, because I had some other stuff that I had to do, but and I might not be able to do it today again either. But later on in the night, I'll see if I'm able. I know I can see the highlights on the internet, but in terms of watching it live, I'm not sure if we're able to see it on the internet live. When I get the information, guys, I'll pass it on to you so that you can tune in for those cricket lovers out there. I know there are quite a few cricket lovers out there, yeah. And this piece of news, actually, are just salivating, yeah. Yeah. Cricket, lovely cricket, man. Cricket, lovely cricket. Excuse me. Okay, guys, so I gotta get to one more story for you before I end my program today. Yeah, excuse me. So, is 1 or 2? Let's see. All right, so yeah, 2. U.S. President Donald Trump on Wednesday, yeah, threatened to withhold federal funding if schools don't or do not. I don't know why they have don't formal writing. Should be do not, right? Do not reopen in the fall, and lashed out at federal health officials over school reopening guidelines that he says are impractical and expensive. Taking to Twitter to voice his frustration, Trump argued that countries including Germany, Denmark, and Norway have reopened schools with quote with no problems, end quote. The Republican president also repeated his claim that Democrats want to keep schools closed for political reasons and not because of any risk associated with the coronavirus. Quote, the Dems think it would be bad for them politically if US schools open before the November election, end quote, Trump said. Quote again, but it is important for children and families may cut off funding if not open. So, of course, you got to ignore the poor English, because when you're on Twitter and you're tweeting, you only get a certain amount of characters in which you have to say what you want to say. So most persons write in shorthand on Twitter. So he did not immediately say what funding he would cut off or under what authority. Trump made the comments a day after launching an all-out effort pressing state and local officials to reopen the nation's schools and colleges this fall. At a White House event on Tuesday, health and education officials argued that keeping students out of school for the fall semester would pose greater health risks than any tied to the coronavirus. Among those pushing for a fall reopening was the chief of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC. But Trump on Wednesday said the agency's school opening guidelines are very tough and expensive. Quote, while they want them open, they're asking schools to do very impractical things. I will be meeting with them, end quote. The CDC director, Dr. Robert Redfield, had emphasized that his agency's guidelines were only recommendations, and he urged schools to find ways to reopen while minimizing the spread of COVID-19. Quote, nothing would cause me greater sadness than to see any school district or school use our guidelines as a reason not to reopen, end quote. The CDC's guidance recommends that students and teachers wear masks whenever feasible, spread out the desks, stagger schedules, eat meals in classrooms instead of the cafeteria, and add physical barriers between bathroom sinks. Trump did not clarify which of the guidelines he opposed. Okay, and I will give you a little bit more before I close that story. So New York City announced on Wednesday that most students will return to their physical classrooms 2 or 3 days per week and learn online the rest of the time. Mayor Bill Blasio said schools can't accommodate all their students at any one time while also maintaining social distancing, and we know that. In a call with governors on Tuesday, DeVos slammed a similar plan at Virginia's Fairfax County Public Schools, which is asking families to decide between fully remote instruction or 2 days a week school. Quote, a choice of 2 days per week in the classroom is not a choice at all. All right. And I wanted to get one little piece more. One little piece more. Okay, so whether schools and colleges open this fall and how has been the topic of growing tension as the COVID-19 continues to surge in parts of the US. Trump applauded Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for his state's recent order to open public schools this fall. So, as you hear, the Florida governor, although COVID is raging in Florida, the governor has decided to reopen school come September. The president attacked Harvard University for its decision to hold instruction online for the fall term. The reason I'm giving you this part, guys, have to remember, Harvard was one of the 2 schools that are actually going before the courts to bar the international students being sent back home, right? But listen to what today's piece of news. The president attacked Harvard University for its decision to hold instruction online for the fall term. So it is Harvard who has decided not to have a hybrid, right, academic studies, but to have purely online studies. So because they have purely online studies, right, they fall in the category where all their international students have to go back home. You see, guys, there's always 3 sides to a story. That's the reason I'm bringing the story to you. Yeah? Because I want you to make informed decisions by having all the information. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay. The American Academy of Pediatrics recently issued guidelines suggesting that schools aim to start the academic year, quote, physically present in school, end quote. Keeping students at home can lead to social isolation, the organization said, and prevent schools from identifying learning deficits, abuse, depression, and other issues. End quote. Yeah. Okay, guys, I will give my 2 cents on that one. So, yeah, the final story for the day for you guys. Before I'm wrapping up early today, I tell you I got an appointment, so I got to run. All right, so the final story for today for Omega Live. Cesar Duarte, a former Mexican state governor who became a fugitive, has been arrested in Miami after more than 3 years on the run. Who saw the movie The Fugitive? Did you see the movie The Fugitive? What a lovely movie, yeah? Yeah, love that movie. Harrison Ford, yeah. Mr. Duarte, a governor of Chihuahua until 2016, fled after he was accused of embezzling public funds. It's a crime in Mexico to embezzle public funds. I wonder, the Jamaican authorities are paying attention. He now faces extradition to Mexico, where he faces corruption charges. So it is illegal. Corruption is illegal in Mexico. The arrest came as Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador paid an official visit to the US for talks with President Trump. Mr. Lopez Obrador came to power pledging to tackle political corruption. Where have we heard that before? Chihuahua ex-governor Bison was seized during as a result of him fleeing the country. He was known for his lavish lifestyle and is accused of having used an official helicopter to fly friends and family to his ranch on weekends on taxpayers' dime. He's also alleged to have stolen hundreds of cows imported by the state to help small-scale Mexican ranchers replace their herds after a devastating drought. The animals and many of its properties have since been seized. Since fleeing Mexico, Mr. Duarte was also spotted in a number of U.S. locations. There had been reported sightings of him in Texas, New Mexico, and Florida in recent years. This, of course, is a developing, ongoing story. More to come. Yes, guys, and that was your latest news brought to you by Omega Live. Yes, my darlings, it is the end of the program. I know it's a short one today. As I told you, I'll make it up to you tomorrow. Okay, God willing. When I come back on at noon, I have to run now, so I don't have much time with you. I have to end the program early. But I hope you enjoyed it. Even though it's short, I hope it was short and spicy. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it informative. If you do, remember, guys, share the link with your friends and family that they too can become informed, right? They can make informed decisions with the information they receive, because I'm here to give you information, because there's so much lack of information and misinformation out there, guys. I'm here to give you accurate information, you quote unquote both sides of the story, so to speak, right? So I don't just to tell you what one side said, I tell you what the other side said, that you can hear both sides of the story and make informed decisions, right? Absolutely. And speaking of both sides of the story, as I understand it, right? So I'm going to close with this back on Jamaican soil. So it is big furor about the extension. The Prime Minister is basically asking the Governor General to extend the DPP's tenure for 3 years, right? She was supposed to retire in September when she turned 60 years, right? But the Prime Minister wants her to continue, with his reason being because she has unfinished cases. Now, we would like to know, Mr. Prime Minister, what are these unfinished cases that she has? Because there better be, some drug related cases, some gun related cases, some human trafficking cases, and some corruption cases. It better be that you're telling us that she wants a time because she wants to arrest and prosecute Mr. Bell Nevis, our recent St. Anne's Bay mayor. You understand, for corruption, because everybody knows it's in the Constitution that when you reach 60, you're going to retire. So that cannot be the reason. You should have been preparing. That means, hold on a minute, you have not been preparing somebody to replace you? What is going on here? If you were supposed to leave in September, 2 months from now, and you have not prepared someone to replace you, that's a sad indictment. Just that alone, that alone is an indictment. That's a sad state of affairs that the DPP has not prepared someone to replace her, or whoever is the oversight for the DPP has not prepared someone to replace her because she's supposed to go September. So you can't ask for extension to say because she needs to put more time, because she should have been preparing to leave. It seems as if she was just waiting for you to go and try to recruit it from the Governor General. And if that Governor General actually agrees, because according to what I understand the Constitution says, both the Prime Minister and the opposition, they both must be in agreement as to the extension of the time. One cannot say yes and one say no. So if it is that the opposition is saying no and you're saying yes, that's a problem right there. The GG cannot just go ahead and say, okay, yes, I'm going to give her extension for 3 years. And if he does, he needs to go too. It's about time the GG go anyway. Yeah, I am on that bandwagon for the people who are advocating for our GG to go. We don't need that representation from the Queen. We love our Queen, Queen Elizabeth. Yes, we love her. She did her part, and she's a part in history. She'll go down in history, but her time is over in the so-called independent Jamaica. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. All right, guys. And on that note, I have come to the end of the program for today. I do hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, share the link with your friends and family, and subscribe. If you have not yet subscribed, guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Omega News. Okay, subscribe. And for all my new subscribers, thank you. Thank you. For my old subscribers, thank you too. Thank you, everybody, for watching the program today. I do hope you found it informative. Right. Remember, I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Omega News JA. You can go over there and like, comment, and share. Remember, guys, when you go out, you have to. Don't do like those children in the picture I showed you on the front page of the Gleaner, right, where they're out there having fun. And it's good to have fun, but guys, we're still in a COVID pandemic. And remember, it is also airborne. So you could be out there and without a mask on, and you could, if you're not covering up your portal of entry, you could get infected, right? Remember to wear your mask when you go outside so you can protect the portal of entry, the portal of exit. Okay, remember, guys, to show love and compassion for each other. If somebody step on your corn, even though they're wrong for stepping on your corn, just overlook it, man. Take the high road. Walk away from trouble if you can. Yeah? That was Kenny Rogers, the late, great Kenny Rogers. Yeah? Okay, guys. It doesn't make you weak if you turn the other cheek. Just do as our Father has instructed us to do. Yeah? Turn the other cheek. Yeah, turn the other cheek. You gotta turn the cheek. I have turned the cheek sometimes. People think I'm weak. They didn't know the old Joe way back in the day. Way back in the day. Yeah. And so they only know the new Joe, and so they think, yeah, your JJ is weak. And it's okay. I don't mind people thinking I am weak. Yeah. It's okay to think if you think that way about me. Yeah. My Father God is my protector, my provider, and my defender anyway. Yeah, because he said, if you touch me, you touch him. And he will defend me. I have no doubt about that. He has done it before and he'll do it again. So, yeah, I have no problem turning the other cheek. I will turn the other cheek, and I'm inviting you to also turn the other cheek. It is best to do that if you want to be in right standing with our Heavenly Father, who will then fight your battles for you. But if you fight the battle for yourself, you're on your own and you might lose. Yeah? Exactly. So let him fight it for you, and you're sure to win. Absolutely. All right, my darlings. I gotta run. So I will see you again tomorrow at noon, God willing. So until then, this is JJ reminding you to stay blessed and be a blessing. Thanks for all my visitors, all my viewers today. Thank you, Cuz. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Feloni. Thank you, all my friends. Thank you for watching. Do remember, again, to share the broadcast with your friends and family. So until then, this is JJ saying stay blessed and be a blessing. Love you. Bye.